Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel, and today this is going to be some different kind of video because this is just going to be a short video giving you an update what is happening in the chess world. So what happened actually is I was in my office and just got a news that a 9-year-old defeated Magnus Carlsen, and now when you see such kind of news, you just want to see what happened actually, yeah, right? So I just opened it and I just looked into some 4 to 5 articles that from different channel of different sources, of course. And after that, I realized that I should make a short video and make you know what happened actually here, so that I have some points for you. So the first thing is this happened in Bullet Brawl, which is a tournament for titled players only, and that is why this 9-year-old was playing from an account of his coach named Naeem. And now this is a question for another video, that whether this platform or this is allowed that he should give some other player to play this game, but this is not a video for that. So and the second thing is कि मैग्नस कार्लसन जब defeat हुए तो उनको -16 पड़ा, so you can just understand the level difference between it. And now the third question is how did Magnus Carlsen got defeated? So we are going to look at this video, and this is going to be just a short video. So this Magnus Carlsen here is with black pieces, and with white pieces is our Ryan Rashid Mugdha. So what Ryan plays is e4. Magnus goes for this Alakine defense, and now just general theory, attacking the knight jumps, and now get taking the whole center. So still now Ryan is playing good, and now Magnus moves here, and now Ryan is trying to get the whole center. After that, Magnus needs to develop pieces, so he just moves this pawn, and now my man Ryan just develops his knight. After that, Magnus develops his knight, forcing Mugdha to just push this pawn. And Mugdha just really went straightforward into it, but Magnus' idea was to just take this pawn. And now after this, take this trade. You think that कि भाई Magnus Carlsen को कितना गंदा structure मिला है, and then इनको कितना ही गंदा अच्छा structure मिला है, right? And this is kind of equal. Magnus can convert this again. So what happened in this game is he develops his knight. So after development of knight, Magnus plays e6, and this e6 moves is just like Magnus is trying to solve all his problems. So now, as in Ryan, you just cannot lazily go here because this Magnus guy is trying to go for his this stuff, and now every piece of his Magnus is developed, and now Magnus is going to castle, and where Mugdha is going to be left with this very unwanted structure. So this is not going to happen, and rather you have to do something. So what Mugdha tries here is to just attack this knight. But now this allows Magnus to get what he wants, that is this loss of a center pawn. And now if you trade here, you are going to give a Magnus what he wants, and Magnus really gets what he wants. And after this move, Magnus is going to maintain the structure. And now this position, you can just see how great Magnus' position is. And now after this move the castles, Magnus takes this pawn which was hanging, and now see, look at this prophylaxis. आपको पता है prophylaxis क्या होता है? This is a prophylactic move कि अगर यहाँ पे कोई attack आएगा तो पहले ही ऐसे move कर दो. And now after this black castles, after this black castle, Mugdha is trying to say कि okay, I'm going to attack this pawn, but this doesn't make sense because Magnus can just push it, and these pawns are way too ahead from this, and that's why the black position is just not good. And after this, Mugdha tries to instigate over this side, trying to push, but Magnus just blocks, saying कि अब यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं होने वाला. And after that, this bishop develops over here, God knows for what, and ये राज भी उसी के साथ दफन हो जाएगा इस बिशप के साथ. And after this rook has been developed, saying कि भाई अब ये push आने वाले हैं बहुत ही जल्दी. So after this, Ryan tries to develop his bishop over here, but Magnus, as you know, that he knows he's a fight-time world champion, he knows the concept of strong bishop and weak bishop. So now he's saying कि भाई मेरा अगर light square structure है तो मुझे dark square bishop को trade करना पड़ेगा इसके, ताकि ये infiltrate ना कर पाए. And now Magnus is going for that, but Mugdha also knows that concept, so he says कि भाई मैं नहीं करना चाहता ये. And after this, now Magnus centralizes his bishop and saying कि भाई अब कैसे avoid करोगे इस push को भाई. So now Ryan has to really think about it, and now Ryan thought about it and he traded this bishop. And now Magnus can take with this rook, Magnus can take with this queen, but Magnus decides to play a move which is going to create an havoc in the world of chess, and he plays queen e6, and this is genuinely a mouse slip. Magnus would not play like this, right? Or if he wanted it, I don't know whether this he just was thinking कि भाई ये position बहुत ही अच्छी है तो मैं without a queen भी इसको जीत सकता हूँ. I don't know whether he wants to show that, but this genuinely feels like a mouse slip. So after this tick, now Magnus has to play the situation, right? And now if your queen has been traded, you have to take something, right? So you have to take this bishop. Okay, after this queen is trying to centralize itself. And now Magnus takes this pawn, saying कि भाई अब यहाँ पे कुछ नहीं होगा. But Mukta is just an Ryan is just an you know what, ही इज जस्ट एन इंटेलिजेंट पर्सन. ही सेज कि भाई अब अगर मैं क्वीन अब हूं तो मुझे ट्रेड करने चाहिए. पीसेस ट्रेड हो रहे हैं एंड नाउ ही इज ट्राइंग टू अटैक दिस रुक, बट दिस रुक इज डिफेंडेड. नाउ दिस रुक हैज बीन सेंट्रलाइज्ड. Magnus is trying to not get back rank issues somehow, and he just develops his pawn over here. And after this, Rook is now trying to double up over this side. Magnus moves his king, and after doubling up, now he doesn't want this kind of stuff, so he just backs off his Rook, saving the 7th rank. So now Mugdha has to do something after this push. And now see, look at Magnus. Magnus is trying to instigate over here. Pawn push are. Any other guy would have been scared by this push. But Ryan just gives a check. Now after this check, he tries to move and tries to open up this position from here. But Magnus attacks the rook. What is happening over here? So now this rook needs to defend this because this push is very dangerous. After that, Magnus is trying to solidify his structure. Now h5 it is. Now Magnus has to do something about it. So Magnus takes this. But this rook develops, and now this is some kind of threats. And now Magnus avoids this threat by pushing this pawn. But it can be easily taken, but instead of that, Ryan has some beautiful ideas that now this rook is going to come over here. So if something like a lazy move like e4 would result into checkmate like this, so this is not going to happen. And now because of this threat, Magnus said ki bhai, theek hai, I don't have any chance, and now I need to trade with this piece. And after this, now Ryan is going to give a multiple checks and is going to take some pawns, and Magnus has to face the wrath of queen. And after this, multiple wraths of queen. See, Magnus is trying to bring his king over here, trying to promote this pawns, but just this simple tactic saying कि भाई अब king से नहीं ले सकता, आपको इससे लेना पड़ेगा. And then after this take, this is a check, and your rook is hanging. So after this check, this rook was hanging. And now Magnus tried last thing to promote his pawn, but this is just, he just avoids it, and now his king cannot enter here, and this pawn is going to be taken, and afterwards he's going to lose. So he resigns over here. So this was what happens in this game. So this is how Magnus Carlsen lost to a 9-year-old Ryan. And now again, this is just an update for what is happening in this world, and you can understand if Magnus loses some games. So if Magnus loses a game, it creates an just havoc in the chess world. Ki how did Magnus lose it? So this was just to let you know ki how Magnus lost this game. Just wanted to show this because it is currently trending in the news. So I hope you love this video. I hope you will like, share, and subscribe, and do comment down below what you feel about that thing, whether a person should allow to play like this, and do give me your honest opinion about this. So thank you, love you, take care, kaji ka bhavanno.